Hey guys, how's it going over there? Today I want to talk about a topic which I've talked about in a previous video, which is locus of control again. And for those who have not watched the previous video and do not know what locus of control means, locus of control is the concept which refers to the extent to which one believes whether or not they are in control of things and have influence over things. And a person with an internal locus of control is more likely to believe that he is in control of the events and people around him, that he's able to influence events and people around him. Whereas a person with an external locus of control is someone who believes that they don't have control over things, that they are helpless in the face of challenges and barriers and so forth. And evidently, a person with an internal locus of control is more likely to be adaptable, more likely to be resilient, more likely to be able to overcome stressful events. Whereas a person with an external locus of control is more likely to feel powerless, incompetent, and weak, and easily anxious in the face of stressful and unforeseen circumstances. Now, I want to share about this because I was speaking with a client the other day, and he strikes me as the epitome of someone with an internal locus of control. We're talking about business and just employees in general. And he was sharing that there were some employees who are not very adaptive in their approach to life. A salesperson, for example, he might complain about the system, about clients, about operations, because he's not able to hit his targets. And the person doesn't really do anything beyond to improve the situation. And I think that's a bad way to go about things, because we can complain and maybe things are unfair, but as Alex Hormozy would suggest, it is not our fault, but it will be our problem to face, and the problem will afflict us rather than the people around us. Or worse, it might also afflict the people around us because of our lack of willingness to take responsibility for what we do actually have control over and to improve our situation. So you can imagine if you're a salesperson who constantly complains because you're not able to close any deals, and you blame other people for the mistakes that they make or that you make as well, and all you do is complain and blame, well, you affect yourself because you're not going to feel very good about yourself. You're also going to be resentful, and you also affect the people around you. As far as your employees are concerned, your colleagues are concerned, they're not going to like you, and you're not going to be of much help to them. And if you think about how you would treat your family, if you're the breadwinner of the family, for example, they're not going to be able to benefit from your lack of competence and willingness to take responsibility. And you're also going to feel frustrated because you feel that why are you taking up this responsibility? Why aren't they helping you? So having an external locus of control neither helps you nor the people. Now back to my client. He strikes me as the epitome of someone with an internal locus of control, because his approach to life really is, he was talking about the economy specifically, and his idea was, the economy is gloomy for a lot of people, and as a business owner who have employees under me and who has a family whom I have to raise, it's not up to me to say, hey, economy's bad and society's unfair, so I'm just gonna complain and go on with my life. Rather, he thinks about what he can do. He looks at his business, for example. Is he able to diversify? Is he able to negotiate interesting deals with his business partners so that they can work something out that will be mutually beneficial and that will also help their employees, so that the employees could provide even more value, and they in turn can reward their employees even more. Perhaps they will give out opportunities to employees, leadership opportunities, business opportunities, so that these employees could be owners of subsidiaries or partnership companies that they can invest in. So this client, who is a multi-hundred million business owner, I really respect him, because it's not easy to persist in the face of challenges. Now, this client of mine, he's been someone who has been at the top of his domain, and he has also been someone who has failed very badly, who has had to face criticisms and setbacks emotionally and financially. But his mindset is that whoever is able to persist despite a gloomy economy is the one who is able to do well. Now, what do well means, he does not say, but I think it's pretty clear to all of us. Do well means you benefit financially, you're able to also be a responsible father, husband to your family. So many times it's just we want to keep going. There is no point in complaining about what's going on around you. Sometimes all you have to do is think about what you can do to improve your situation. And maybe in the short term you're not able to improve upon your situation, but at least when you're trying different things, instead of complaining, you're going to be learning a lot of different things. In the example of my client, he was in the spare parts business. He tried getting into metal recycling. He tried then renting out his floor space in his company. He also tried to open up subsidiaries in different industries, including the security industry, different types of spare parts. So it could be cars, and then he will open up another subsidiary for trucks and so forth. So he's constantly trying different things to ensure that he's able to succeed. And today he has succeeded by his own measures, and by my measure at least. And I think that that is the epitome of someone with an internal locus of control. And I'm not sure if I'm exaggerating when I say this, but I think that interacting with someone like this particular client who has such a internal locus of control, high levels of internal locus of control, we get to learn more about psychology from him, from interacting with him, than from learning about the theories in the classroom, because he is what I call a quote-unquote applied psychologist. He's actually applying theories and ideas from psychology to benefit himself and those around him. And it's an important lesson for us to learn. And that's all that I want to share today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that you too can be my client who focuses on what he can control despite hard times. Because actually the thing is, I want to bring up as well, when times are good, it's very easy for us to think that we have an internal locus of control, that we focus on what we can control and so forth. But when we are really challenged and our limits are tested, is when times become hard. So you used to have a stable income, now you do not. So what do? Do you look back at your bright days and think about how you used to be glamorous and so forth? Or do you focus on the present without being overly anxious because you obviously have failed by some standards compared to your past? So do you focus on the fact that you have failed, or do you focus on what you can do right now? And a truly internal locus of control is when one persists and focuses and looks for things that he can control and influence despite being told by reality that about everything is outside of your control. And that's something that we can really learn. And whether you're an employee or an employer or a business owner or a student, I think it's important for us to keep looking back at ourselves, reflecting and thinking, what is it that I can do to improve my situation? It might not be something that you have immediate control over, but as long as you're able to make any sort of improvement to improve your overall situation, I think you'll be learning a lot of lessons. And as you learn those lessons, it will be clearer to you what it is that you should do and what you're good at. And I think that's one main benefit of having an internal locus of control. Now that's really all for today. I hope you enjoyed. Please do like and share the video. Subscribe to my channel if you've enjoyed it. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you very much.